My name is Tony Lawrence, I'm 20 years of age and I suffer from fibromyalgia. Fibromyalgia is a fairly unrecognised condition in the medical profession. Many believe it is a condition that only exists in the minds of hypochondriacs. The main symptoms of fibromyalgia are tiredness, severe lack of energy levels, muscle aches and spasms, and brain fog. I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia in August 2013, but I believe I have suffered with it for a lot longer. Simple day-to-day things can be really difficult for me. So even things like cleaning my room or having a shower or making food can be really difficult for me because sometimes I might not just have enough energy to do so. So like on a really bad day I might not even be able to have a shower, and cooking food I might have to ask someone like my boyfriend, or if I'm at home, my mum to make me something. The worst crash I had was actually quite recently. I was doing my dissertation presentation, and also because it was so long and it took a lot of my time, that was a main factor that made me crash, and also the fact that I hadn't slept the week before the presentation because obviously I was getting really stressed and I was panicking about it. So I did the presentation and literally walked home, led into bed, and I didn't wake up till about 4 in the afternoon, and it literally went on for like 4 days after that. I was due to go home on the Monday. My presentation was on the Friday, and literally up until that day, I just slept. Day-to-day things like making plans I can't do anymore. So while if someone rang me up and said, oh, do you want to go for a drink or something, I would have been able to do it. I can't do that kind of thing anymore because I can make plans with somebody and then just not be able to even step a foot out the door. When someone makes plans with me, I always say to them, now there's a chance I might not be able to do it, like there's a chance I might be poorly or something like that. And some people are really understanding, while others seem to be a bit more persistent with it. They seem to say like, why can't you come out? Do you just not want to see me or something like that? And it's hard to kind of say to them, you know, that I could be ill for a week. I might not be able to even hold a conversation with them for very long. The main person that I know who has fibromyalgia is my mum.
I suffer from ME and fibromyalgia. Because I had ME first, I learnt to adapt my life around that. And then when I got diagnosed with fibromyalgia, life changed again because the symptoms are worse. So you've got to learn everything, or your whole routine, again, to adapt to more pain. So it's difficult. You have to imagine life as a jug. Well, for you, your jug will be up here, completely full, or mine is here. That's all I've got to live off all day, is this tiny little bit at the bottom. Now, if I overdo it, obviously it goes down. But whereas your jug will keep filling up, mine will just stay at this amount all day, every day. So you have to use, try and keep your minimum of what you've got in your jug, because you know you're not going to be filling it up. So everything has to be done differently. So, as you can see, I've only done this amount, but I'm tired now. So now I'll have to go and sit down for 10 minutes and then come back and do the rest. You want a life, and you don't have a life with ME or fibromyalgia. It's everything you had in your past is gone, and there's very, very little of you left. You lose your sense of you. And then you hate it when somebody comes to help you, because you feel like you're a burden to them as well as to yourself, and you get cross. You You don't want them to help you. You just want them to sort of understand, and you know that they're doing it for the right reasons, but you feel guilty because it's like they're not having a life either, and that's upsetting because you feel that they deserve a life. You just don't want to ask. You'd rather do it yourself and be ill than ask somebody else, because you just don't want to be a burden. That's the worst thing, is you don't want to be a burden to somebody else.
My main priority was obviously making sure that my mum was okay, that she was always showered, she was always fed, you know, we had enough money to support us. I can fully understand how she felt, like losing your independence. Simple things like going outside and cooking your own food, you don't want to ask somebody to help you do that. Even asking somebody to help you get in and out of the shower can seem a bit demeaning. I'm not too sure what the future holds. I'm training to be a journalist at the moment, and being able to write for long periods of time or things like that is incredibly difficult for me. I'd have to obviously think about what kind of hours I'd be able to do, which obviously could affect things like pay, being able to have a house or anything like that. I do count myself lucky because I'm still able to go out and do things. I'm still able to go to university and meet up with friends. Well, there's a lot of people, like my mum especially, and people that I know that are restricted to not being able to go very far, like only being able to go to the shops. Some are even limited to just staying in one room. And obviously there are people that are bedridden as well. They can't even get out of bed or do anything for themselves. So I am incredibly lucky that I still have my freedom.